بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, how are you? I think all of you are very fine at your home by the grace of Almighty Allah. My dear students, this is Hasan Yahya, lecturer, Department of Islamic Studies, Milestone College, Dhaka. Welcome to all in Islam and Moral Education class, my dear students, and I would like to request all of you to recite the Shirk before starting our class. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad al-Nabiyyi al-Ummiyyi wa alihi wa sallim. My dear students, today we will discuss on chapter 4, lesson 16, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. Today we will discuss on chapter 4, lesson 16, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. My dear students, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah means condemnable deeds. All natural instincts of men are not good. Rather, there are certain traits in man's nature which are dislikable and abominable. Such detestable traits of human nature are called Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. My dear students, you can see in your screen, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah is just the opposite of Akhlaq-i-Hamidah. Akhlaq-i-Zamimah is alternatively called Akhlaq-i-Sayyah. Akhlaq-i-Sayyah too means dishonest conduct, bad habit, etc. My dear students, you know there are a lot of bad character. Sometimes you can see in your class, in your society, in your family, in your circle, in your own area, there are some people, they are not good. They are not interested to do good work and not interested to, not used to good habituated. So my dear students, so that is Akhlaq-i-Zamimah, that means, and you know, the condemnable deeds, you know, in your screen, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah is condemnable deeds. Akhlaq-i-Zamimah is just the opposite of Akhlaq-i-Hamidah. Akhlaq-i-Zamimah is alternatively called Akhlaq-i-Sayyah. Akhlaq-i-Sayyah to means dishonest conduct, bad habit, etc. My dear students. And today we will discuss the demerits of Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. Demerits of Akhlaq-i-Zamimah, my dear students. And already we are interested to give you the 3 points. You can see at your screen there are 3 points. Number 1, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah brings disorder. Akhlaq-i-Zamimah brings disorder. Number 2, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah, that means those people are bad habit and everybody hates him. Nobody trusts him. Everybody hates him, my dear students. And number 3, and he will not enter paradise. A weak and harsh-natured person shall not enter paradise, my dear students. Okay, let's start, my dear students. The number 1, that brings disorder. That means, my dear students, the demerits of Akhlaq-i-Zamimah, the number 1, the demerits of Akhlaq-i-Zamimah are very devastating. It brings disorder in community life, as it brings suffering in personal life. A dishonest or characterless person is inferior to animals. No shared or scrupulous morality and human values are found in him. So, my dear students, because of Akhlaq-i-Zamimah has injustice in all sorts of injustice, oppression, obscenity, even involves himself in murder, highway robbery, and there are a lot of bad activities. So, my dear students, our second point is that everybody hates him. A man of bad nature is pitied, none loves and trusts him, all hate and avoid him. Even in his bad time, nobody comes forward to his aid. My dear students, our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the Hadith Sharif, لا يدخل الجنة الجواز ولا الجعزري. The meaning of this Hadith, a weak and harsh-natured person shall not enter paradise. This hadith has been taken from Abu Dawud Sharif. My dear students. You can see in your screen, Akhlaq-i-Zamimah brings disorder in community. And second point is that everybody hates him. Those are the characterless people. And the number three, the point is number 3. And bad character people, and he will not, a weak and harsh-natured person shall not enter paradise. This hadith has been taken from Abu Dawud Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Abu Dawud Sharif, my dear students. Lesson 17. Our second lesson is lesson 17. Fourth chapter, lesson 16 and 17. Already we have completed lesson 16. That means Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. We have completed the lesson 16. And now we want to discuss lesson 17. Lesson 17 is fraud. Lesson 17 is fraud. My dear students, this is very important. Our lecture is not only for exam. Our lesson is for our life here and hereafter, mundane life and hereafter, for everywhere. This lesson is very important. Islam and moral education. This class, this is not only for your exam. This is not only for your getting marks in your exam. If you realize the main topic or lecture, if you realize the main theme of our topic, then it will be very helpful for your life, my dear students. Okay. Our second lesson is lesson 17, that means fraud, my dear students. And fraud means to deceive, deprive, hoodwink, cheat, play false, etc. My dear students, it's a special type of lying in the Islamic terminology, seeking self-interest by means of concealing that the real phenomenon through the deceit of disguise is termed as fraud, my dear students. My dear students, fraud may occur in various ways. Generally, instances of fraud are more frequent in financial transactions on trade and commerce. To give less in the weight, fake currency notes, concealing defects of products, give inferior article to showing better samples, mixing inferior things with good ones. So there are some samples of my dear students. Okay, my dear students, we are going to discuss the importance of abandoning fraud. Importance of abandoning fraud. Number 1, there are 4 points. How many points, my dear students? There are 4 points. Number 1, extremely condemnable act. Number 2, our prophet, out of our prophet's follower. Number 3, totally haram. Number 4, antisocial crime. There are 4 points. How many points, my dear students? There are 4 points. Number 1, this type of activity, that means fraud, this extremely condemnable act. Number 2, and who is engaged with such type of work is totally out of our prophet's follower, prophet's team, prophet's folk. And number 3, totally haram. This type of work is totally haram. Number 4, anti-social crime. Anti-social crime, my dear students. The first point is that extremely condemnable act, my dear students. Extremely. Fraud is an extremely unlawful and condemnable act. It is synonymous with lying. In cases, it even exceeds lying in terms of consequences, because fraud brings in 2 sins. One is lying and another is breach of trust. So fraud must be shunned in all circumstances. A person who cheats is not a true mu'min, for iman and cheating cannot so exist in a man. A true mu'min stays firm in honesty and truthfulness. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he who takes up arms against us is not my follower, and he who deceives another is not of Muslim community. So my dear students, the first point is the extremely condemnable act. Number 2, out of prophet's follower. Already we got the hadith. So this hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif. Our Prophet Muhammad said, our beloved Prophet Muhammad said, he who takes up arms against us is not my follower, and he who deceives another is not of the Muslim community. This hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif, my dear students. Our Holy Prophet Muhammad said another hadith, Man ghasha falaysa minna. The Rasul explicitly said in another hadith, he who cheats does not belong to our folk. This hadith has been taken from Tirmidhi Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Tirmidhi Sharif. So in the Islamic Shariat, deceit and cheating is absolutely haram. The number third point is that in the Islamic Shariat, deceit or cheating is absolutely haram. It is not lawful in trade and commerce, financial transactions, mutual contact, socio-economic activities, under any circumstances. Cheating must not be concealed. Allah SWT said in the Holy Quran, Sura Al-Baqarah, ayat 42, وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Allah SWT said, do not confound truth with falsehood and do not conceal the truth knowingly. Surah Al-Baqarah ayat 42. That means, my dear students, goods and services must be transcribed accurately. Faults and defects of goods must be clearly described to the buyer. There is a hadith. One day Prophet Muhammad was passing by a heap of food grains. Then he passed his hand inside his hip. He found that the grains inside were wet, whereas the grains and the surface were dry. He said, "O owner of food grains, how is this?" The man said in reply, "O Rasulullah, it soaked in the rain water." Then Rasulullah said, "Then why did you not place the wet grains on the surface?" Thus, the buyer could come to know about the actual condition and brands could save themselves from loss. In fact, he who cheats will not be counted among my followers. This hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif. Another hadith from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the last point is the anti-social crime. Fraud is an anti-social crime. It destroys mutual confidence and faith. It fosters enmity in society. None likes a cheat. Prophet Muhammad says, such a person is an enemy of Allah who sells defective good without informing the buyer about the defect. The angels always curse him. This hadith has been taken from Ibn Majah. Regarding this matter, our Almighty Allah said in the Surah Al-Mutaffifin, ayat 1 to 3, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. Meaning of this verse, for them is a relation who give less in weight, who take from men in fullness by weight, but they give less by weighting when they pay. Surah Mutaffifin ayat 1 to 3. Cheating is an issue of Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. It is a great offense. Its adverse effect is fatal in socio-economic sector. So we must save ourselves from deceit in all our saying and doings. My dear students, we have understood the main point about fraud, about extremely condemnable act out of Prophet's follower, totally haram, anti-social crime. And before, in 16 lessons, we have understood about Akhlaq-i-Zamimah. My dear students. Okay, my dear students, so, no more today. If you have any question, let me know in your WhatsApp group, or you can inbox me, or 100% you have to comment in your section's name, your code name, and comment box, my dear students. If you missed any previous class, then go to link and you get all classes, my dear students. No more today. May Allah bless us all. Thank you so much, my dear students. Try to respect your teachers, try to respect your parents, try to perform salat regularly, and most important thing is don't forget to recite Durud Sharif more and more. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.